Good morning, friends. Welcome to Coffee Talk. Welcome to a new year. We're glad you're
Happy
here.
New Year!
Yeah, it is. It is happy.
Is it?
It is.
It's a good day.
It's a good year. It's a good new year.
I mean, we're only a day and a bit into it,
Yeah.
but so far so good.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
It's happy for us. It's not so happy for Jeff. He's not feeling great, so we give him the Coffee Talk morning off. And
We would need to put
He's doing
subtitles
other
for him, I think, if he was here
That's
with
true.
us today. It's a little gravelly, but
Yeah.
assures us he will be fine for Sunday.
Yeah.
So we'll let him rest up.
yeah, yeah. So hope you had a wonderful Christmas season. Hopefully you took in Christmas Eve service, some Coffee Talk, maybe even listened to
A
some
lot of
Christmas
you
music.
did. I mean,
Yeah.
one of my highlights from Christmas actually was just meeting people in the foyer, people who were like,
Yeah.
hey, we're new to the area, we want to come to church with you, or, just people we don't see very often.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
It's
it was
great.
cool. All through December. It was
Mhm.
really cool. Yeah. So as we look back, that's maybe where I thought we would kind of just look at it is,
Yeah.
what as we look back was some highlights for December, whether it was sermon series or whether it was moments, personal moments, or even as a church. For me, because it was a build up to it,
Mhm.
but because they did so well.
Yeah.
The drama that the crew did, I don't want to say kids because it wasn't all kids. The crew
Right.
did on the 22nd, and the teens and youth. It was awesome. But even in that, it was so funny at the beginning, so enjoyable.
Yeah.
One of the best moments for me was the video that came out when we all sat around tables here and we just colored.
Yeah.
And we put a song to that, and just putting all that together, like that just spoke volumes to me. So that I think was one of my highlights.
There were so many great things about that production. One of the things I love, I wonder, watching Logan on stage as an example, right? Just wandering around.
Yeah.
Does he even know he's in a show? I don't think.
Well, see, that was kind of the point. He was a little bit typecast for that one.
I feel like a few of the actors were, but that is a beautiful thing to watch. It was really fun. It was great seeing the people also. I think one of the things I really enjoyed most about that morning, aside from being the proud father of some of the cast and crew, is that seeing who comes out to support the kids.
Yeah.
And people from the community that came, extended family members and friends, and it was an incredible morning. And then that people stuck around and shared a hot chocolate together and had a conversation, and we were really at capacity in many ways. It was just such a great morning. Whenever I think we have those mornings where people don't rush away, there's not something else to get to, and we just kind of take the time to spend time together, and that was a great highlight of that morning. In so many ways, I think it, though it wasn't Christmas Eve, and it kind of felt like Christmas Eve, it was just such a part of the season. Yeah. That was such a great moment of people, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is when I think back on Christmas and some of the highlights I've had, in December, it was the meeting new people. It was some of the times I sat with people, just whether it's delivering a Christmas card and sitting and sharing some time with someone in our congregation or whatever. It's all of those times I think were most. They were many of the richest times.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. How about personally? Outside of church, I would actually look back even on a couple other church things of okay, the women's event was awesome, and we had Gifts of Hope, and we had other rentals and events, and Now that kind of aside, was there a highlight? One of my highlights through the whole season, eggnog lattes. We have a nice coffee machine, and so that was my December splurge. Now I'm at the end of it, gained a few pounds. Now we're out of eggnog, and
I would say one of the highlights for me was spending time with family, getting back to the island, and I was so I have one living grandparent still, and he gets chauffeured back and forth. He doesn't drive anymore, which is a good thing. But like, so he would often be, when we'd have family things at my mom's place, he'd be there because it's my mom's dad. And so just driving him back and forth, and so, he would share some stories of his, back in his day, and hearing those and having those times, those were definitely highlights for sure. Again, I'd say family time. We got together on Christmas Day dinner at Sheena's parents' place, and there was like 34 people there, and there was a lot of good times in that. Seeing my kids spend quality time with their cousins, and how that brings up a lot of memories of like the really good times I had with my cousins when I was their age and stuff, and that brings back a lot of really good memories. And so that was a huge highlight of the season. I don't know that it beats eggnog lattes, but it's up there. Absolutely.
Yeah. I also love kind of hearing the Christmas story over and over in different ways. Like we read it together as a family on Christmas morning, but even just hearing it a whole bunch of times in different ways, and that was kind of a highlight for me.
We once again read. Well, first off, Best Christmas Pageant Ever came out as a movie.
That's true.
And we went and saw
I knew
that,
you'd be all over
and
that
then
one.
we still read the book together. And that, I think what I appreciate about it is not just the redemption story, but the fact that they kind of wrestle with that. This is a story we've heard again and again, right? We read the Christmas story year after year, but do we become numb and kind of overlook some of the intricacies of it?
Yeah.
And I think that's what that story kind of, especially, as I was reading it this year again, kind of goes, oh yeah, like they raised the question in there, right? Could Jesus have had colic? And it seems like such a benign question, but like, we don't, could he? Like, he was God, but he's man. Like, how do you, and they just sort of like, in a way, bring that up. And it's like, do we really understand, or do we really think about, or you just go, oh yeah, it's cute and it's lovely, and you just sort of, it gives me a warm glow, happy feeling, and move on. Or do we actually go, oh man, imagine giving birth and the only place to lay your child is a manger.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it puts the humility of Christ and the whole story into perspective, because it's so much about the things that God is trying to say without saying them, in that, no, I don't think we'll go to kings and, we won't go to Rome. We're going to go here, and no, we're not going to announce it. We're going to talk to some shepherds and show them a miracle, and we're going to lay him in a manger. We're going to, in the midst of this whole taxation season, we'll just bring this baby along, right? And yet, in all of that, Christ came at the perfect moment, at the perfect time, the God-ordained moment. That was the fullness of time, and there's that such humility where God did not and does not need the accolades of man and the things that we often kind of throw on, and yet this humble child born in a regular family, in a non-regular way, but pretty amazing.
But not people of distinction, right? His parents weren't, they weren't the rulers or the leaders. They're just regular folk. And how often do we kind of question God's timing of things? And like the Christmas story is just like, no, this is going to be in God's way, in God's time, and we need to sit with that. And so, for all of us who are impatient, you're like, oh, I gotta hurry up. I think Christmas is also that we've gotta wait. You start gearing up for Christmas. If you're Costco, it's August, but most of us in October, November, and then we gotta wait. It's coming, but we wait. And it's a good reminder of,
So hopefully you are reflecting back on the goodness of God in this last year, as we kind of talked about a bit on Sunday, and then we're looking forward. So this next Sunday we're starting not yet a new series. There's a single kind of on its own, and then we're going to be starting a new series soon. Pastor Jeff will talk about that probably on Sunday. But there's a new January series that's coming about that we're very excited to share with you. And yeah. Some other stuff that's kind of happening in the near future. Do you want to start it off?
Well, sure. Just a reminder that on Saturday morning there's the memorial for Borden, and so if you're able to make it for that, that'd be wonderful. Time again?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Thank you. I was like, I think it's 10 o'clock, but like Kevin nailed that one. 10 o'clock here.
If not, the graphic will remind us exactly what it is.
Lovely. 10 o'clock Saturday morning. Have that, and then and if you're not able to make it, then just keep remembering the family and praying for them and encouraging and all of that. But
Yeah, and just like anybody else, they need support and care and all that too. So come out if you're able. The week after, on the 11th, there's a women's event, Sip and See, for baby Alexander, yeah, who is the baby of Jesse and Caitlin, and so you can kind of mark your calendars on that one and be excited to come and join and just see that cute little guy. So yeah. And then the day after, on the 12th, we're planning a soup Sunday. And so we would love to just reconnect kind of after the Christmas season and fill this room with people and soup and kind of just regather everybody as we step back into ministry season. And as some of those life groups and stuff that kind of took a bit of a break will reconvene then as well too. And so you're welcome to join us in that, but we would love some volunteers. If you're able to talk to me, either if you're able to make a soup or if you're able to help in the kitchen and help serve that would be fantastic. So we appreciate that. Yep.
Yeah, lots of stuff is relaunching as we, shift out of Christmas into the new year, and more to come, but
and we
a lot
won't
for now.
We won't say too much yet about it, but at some point there will be a AGM. That'll come out in the next little bit, and we'll be sharing plans with the church family on that. So blessings on your 2025.
Oh, yeah.
That feels weird to say, but we're there and we're in it. So blessings on you, and we'll see you on Sunday.